Hey guys, it's Nisi here with Spoil Me Nisi, back with another video. Today I'm reviewing Power Book Ghost 2, Episode 9, titled Monster. I thought this was a great episode. It was brilliantly done, and I think it probably was the best episode of the season, in my opinion, of course. Just a brief reminder, as always, this video will have spoilers, so let's get into it. So, during this episode, pretty much everything was laid out on the table. And when I say laid out on the table, I mean everything that was going on behind the scenes that other characters in the show didn't know about is pretty much all out there now. You know, from Zeke pretty much talking to Professor Milgram, telling her way too much. You know, Zeke is really not a part of that lifestyle that Monet and her family is into. You know, Zeke is a good kid. But it did come out in this episode that, you know, he does have links to these people. And because of how everything looks, you know, his name could be thrown out there when it comes to that gang member that was found dead on the campus. You know, and you can see him like slowly breaking. You know, he speaks to Professor Milgram and she pretty much tells him, you know, you need to go to the police. But she doesn't quite understand how deep his family is into a criminal lifestyle. Zeke doesn't know 100% what they're into, but he does have sense enough to know that whatever it is not right. You know, and that's because, you know, he's not going to the police about it. But he is pretty shaken up. You know, so he then goes to Monique and pretty much lets her know, like, you know, I have to distance myself from you guys or whatever, you know, and just in the conversation that he has with Monet, you can just tell just how immature he is. And then also just how innocent he is as well. You know, he doesn't have any dealings in what they have going on. You know, so as a result of that, you know, Monet pays Professor Malcolm a little visit, pretty much letting her know, I know you're sleeping with my nephew, so, you know, pretty much shut your mouth if you don't want that information getting out. You know, you know, that scared the heck out of Professor Malcolm. It scared the hell out of me, and I'm a viewer. I did not see that coming. But, you know, my opinion, one of my little theories, I have a feeling that Professor Milgram will be an issue for Monet and her family in the future. Because she and Zeke do have a connection, you know, and they are doing something that's inappropriate together. But I don't see Professor Milgram letting it go, but we'll see, you know. Another part where, you know, everything was kind of laid out on the table was with Braden and Tariq. You know, they finally saw each other, and, you know, Braden is really pissed at Tariq. He feels like Tariq went behind his back. You know, in a sense, he feels betrayed by him because, you know, he was selling, you know, cocaine with the girl Effie, who's friends with both of them. You know, but he still works with him and comes up with a plan, you know, to sell drugs at her school, and Tariq goes along with it. You know, on their way there, Tariq ends up admitting to him that, you know, Riley was sent to the school to spy on him by Sax. You know, and then Braden admits to him that he saw Sax's picture at Riley's house. That was actually groundbreaking, and I feel like that's going to come up later on in the future, especially since Sax is trying to get Tariq put in jail. You know, Sax committed a great number of crimes when he sent Riley to the school to spy on Tariq, especially because he was a minor. You know, that alone could get, you know, Sax thrown in jail and also make him lose his, you know, his license as well. So I thought that was pretty cool that, you know, Tariq opened up to Braden in that way. I'm interested to see how much more he opens up to Braden in the future, you know. Another example of how everything came, you know, out in this episode, you know, Tasha calls Davis, you know, to come see her. You know, she had a feeling that Davis was up to something. So he called Davis's friend, or his partner, to come back to the prison to see her. While they're there, Tasha is a funny one. She's certainly not my favorite character in the show. In fact, she's my least favorite. But I can't lie, Tasha is actually really smart. She pretty much spoke to her, from a wife that's, had a husband that had a mistress, to the mistress of a man that has a wife. Pretty much letting her know how that whole situation can end up. All in all, in their conversation, the woman ends up revealing to Tasha that Davis, and Saxe are working together, and they went to go see this ex-stripper that used to send her child to Tasha's daycare. Now, I don't know if you remember this lady. I think her name was Portia. Tariq was actually using her to sell drugs for him at one point in time through Tasha's daycare center. Well, they found her, and pretty much they came up with a plan to use her to show that Tariq was into illegal activity. So, lo and behold, Tasha gives her a message to give to Tariq, letting Tariq know to take care of Portia the way that he took care of Slim. So I took that as Tasha telling Tariq to pretty much kill her, to make her go away, to kill her. So Tariq ends up going to the woman's, house, or where she was staying for that moment. He was prepared to kill that lady. But he didn't do it. Instead, he took all the money that he made from selling the cocaine that he was supposed to give to Monet, and he gave it to her to just skip town. That's a problem, because just last episode, he pretty much told Monet that she can trust him. He's pretty much been telling Monet, you can trust me, you can trust me, you can trust me. In this episode, he ends up betraying her for good reason, but he ends up breaking her rules and betraying her. In return, when he finally goes to see Monet and he lets her know what, he did, she pulls a gun out on him, and she's more than ready to kill him. At that moment, Tariq's past pretty much, flashes in front of his eyes, and he is pretty much telling her that he hurts everybody that he cares about. His mind flashed to Tommy and his sister, it was his fault that she got killed, and Lakeisha, and then also his dad. And he low-key admitted to Monet that he killed his father. He said, I hurt everyone that I love, like my dad. And then Monet says to him, what? But he didn't get a chance to, say the rest of it, because her shop ends up getting shot down, by a new character in the show named Rico. Now, honestly, I'm still a little bit confused about who Rico is. So apparently he's from GTG, but Professor Milgram was looking up, that person's links to Lorenzo in prison. And that's a little bit confusing. The writers of the show constantly adding new episodes. It's kind of hard to keep up. But whoever he is, he's trying to, pretty much get rid of Monet and work with Kane. And, even though Monet and Kane are at odds, Kane is pretty much not having it. He tried to, come and save his mom and save his family, but he got there a little bit too late. And at that point, Drew had already gotten shot. Now, Drew didn't die. He ends up going to the hospital, but he did get hurt. And at that moment, Monet and all of her kids had to come together. And Tariq, for the first time in the show, was pretty much on the outside of that circle of trust, if you will. So I thought that was interesting. Throughout the whole show, it really seemed like, Monet and Tariq had a nice little alliance going with each other. But because of what Tariq pulled this episode, I don't know. It almost seems like now she's one of his enemies as well. And then lastly, the most groundbreaking thing that happened this episode, and I'm just going to speed forward here. Davis, his sidekick, his partner, she pretty much left him once she found out that he's working with Saxe. She quit working with him. She's not working on that case with Davis anymore. Now he's all alone, and she pretty much admitted all of this to Tariq. And let Tariq know that he needs to find a lawyer because they're trying to get him put in jail. So Tariq, being the smart kid that he is, he goes to find that prosecutor, Tamika, and he pretty much reserves her for $1. And, she knows why Saxe wants to, put him on the stand, because they all know that Tariq killed his dad. And in the end, Tariq admitted to her that he killed his father. He said it out of his mouth and everything. So that was just a quick run through of everything that happened in the episode. There were some more things that happened, but I don't know. The episode was just so much. Those are the most important parts that I can pick from everything that, from the episode. I have a couple of my theories. Personally, I like the fact that Tariq went to Tamika because I don't believe that he's going to get put in jail. The only person that I can see going to jail here is Saxe, because he broke a number of laws just trying to get Tariq put in jail. And I thought that it was interesting how they look at how Tariq's actions have gotten people either hurt or killed in the past. Well, if you look at Saxe's actions, every single time he's tried to take the St. Patrick's down, he ended up getting in trouble so bad that he ended up almost getting put in jail himself. And I think that this time he will, but we'll see. So all in all, I'm really excited for the season finale. I hope it's a good one, because I feel like all of these episodes so far this season have been like leading up to like a big finish. There are a lot of theories out there. Will that big finish be them revealing that, Ghost is not really dead? I'm back and forth on that. There are some people that believe that he's not really dead, some that believe he is. Considering nobody calls Tariq Ghost, and they specifically named the show Power Book 2 Ghost, I find that's very telling, especially since they never said RIP to him, and you never even saw Ghost in the coffin. So I don't know. I'm about 90% there with that whole theory. If the writers are going in that direction and making it that, Jamie Ghost is not really dead, I hope that we find out next episode. Will Tommy come back next episode? I've heard a lot of theories on that as well, and I really hope he does. I feel like that would end the show on such a bang. I would be really excited if they did that. So I am really looking forward to that a lot. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this video. I do want to make another video about my theories, which I'll probably make throughout the week sometimes. I don't have enough time now because I have a lot of theories. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Also share as well if you liked it. If you have any comments on it, please let me know. I would love to have a conversation with you guys about it. In the meantime, I'll put out another video with my crazy theories about the show, and then, God willing, post a video about the season finale next week. So until next time, peace.